Shanti, I'm going to give Drishti to the Zoom people. How are you? Good to see you all. So it's another Thursday evening, and I'm feeling good. Had a couple of days, didn't feel so good. So today I feel good and I'm happy. So this evening, it's a new month. It's April. How many like April? Isn't April a great month? It's like change and renewal. And, you see all the buds coming out and the grass is green. And I notice on April 1st, because my son was born, I like April Fool's Day. That's a whole other discussion about April Fool's Day. I have an April Fool's baby. And it's the day that I kind of notice the birds are singing outside. So everyone's coming back. So this month, the new month, we're going to be talking about the whole month, spring cleaning of the soul. And tonight, it's refreshing the soul. And what a wonderful discussion, because we know what spring cleaning is, right? In our home, right? We clean the dust bunnies out from under the bed, and we get rid of clothing and shoes that we haven't worn in a while. And it's hard. It's like, ew. I know for myself, I can only speak for myself. I put it off. It's like, oh, I'll do it next weekend. I'll do it next weekend and next weekend. But once you start, it's great. And you smell the pine sol in the house and the lemon and the clean. And it's wonderful. But what if we did that with us, with our house that we house our soul in? All those waste thoughts and all those heavy things that we think about. And I have things that I think about that may not be, it's not helpful. About this person said this and that person at work did that and things like that. What if we purged ourselves of those thoughts and only cleaned up and allowed for beautiful thoughts and clean thoughts to come? And I think that's what the discussion is going to be about tonight. It's no longer dark out. The days are getting longer. The sun is shining. We have more time of sunlight and we feel refreshed. So we're going to talk about spring cleaning, but not in a physical sense, more in a spiritual sense today. So with that, we have a wonderful teacher. I call her teacher. I think one of the highest professions is teaching. And I kind of think when you need a teacher, what happens? The teacher, when you're ready, I should say, when you're ready for a teacher, the teacher comes. And I feel that way about Sister Anjani. Sister Anjani and Brother Eric back there was a teacher. I didn't know it at the time. They would visit me for years. I had an office down here. And I never understood. They would always come month, year after year. And finally, I was ready. And here I am, years later, I'm still here. So I really feel she's a special soul to me. She is the coordinator of Brahma Kumaris in Harmony House, and she's been studying Raj Yoga for 40 years. So we're going to welcome Sister Anjani to the stage. Do you have your spiritual broom with you? You have a lot of cleaning. I know for me, you have a lot of spring cleaning to do on me. So welcome. And also this little birdie, tweet, tweet, a robin, told me that it's a special day. It's in my tradition, I was born Jewish, Erev. Erev means the night before. So it is Erev, your birthday. So we wanted to present you with beautiful flowers for a beautiful teacher. And happy birthday, everybody. Let's sing a happy birthday to our sweet sister. I'm gonna sing quietly because I don't want everyone to leave. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sister Anjani. Happy birthday to you.
Om Shanti, and good evening and warm welcome again. And who's here for the first time? Leah been here before. Okay. So welcome, even if you haven't been here in a while and you are back. Great. And so, yes, we are here. We have started a new month, exciting month, full of cleaning up. But Michelle, actually, it's a job that many don't like to do. So this is why when we think, that is why we put it off, right? Because cleaning takes a lot from us. And we feel like, yes, let's put it off, and we'll do it next week, we will do it next year. But actually, a global harmony house, when the month of April comes, May, we have to clean up. We do our spring cleaning. And the spring cleaning is where the whole family come together to make it fun, to make it easy, to make it entertaining. You know, it's like about a couple of weeks ago, we went to Peace Village. It was a big group of us, 30 something of us went up for the cleaning up because it's retreat time in Peace Village. They started last weekend. And so it was fun time. So what did we call it? We call it, let's have a karma yoga picnic. Karma yoga means while I'm doing actions, I am remembering God. And in doing those actions, you will find that there is lots of experiences and blessings and appreciation from each other and encouragement. And it was just so much fun. So we call it a picnic. And so be it. It was a picnic. We went there. It was actually the morning when they called for a very big storm in Peace Village. Yeah, the storm stopped you from going. It was a big storm in Peace Village, and they were expecting ice, and one is snow. We can manage the snow, but to manage the ice would have been a challenge. So here are the thoughts of 30 plus people. Are we going to go? They're all calling on me now. Are we going to go? Are we going to go? Are we going? Yes, we are going. Yes, we are going. And so the determination was there that we are going to go. However, I said to them, you check your message in the morning, and we are going to confirm it at 4:30. I asked the sister in Peace Village, can you please give me a call at 4:30 and let's see what's the update there. And so we were keeping this pure, positive, and I would say a powerful thought that we have signed up for this assignment. We want to be there, and we would like to make Peace Village looks very clean and beautiful. And so we want to be there. Now, in the morning, the call came in. Oh, it's very light, just like a little dust on the ground. And I said, look how easy it is for us to have canceled everything and not to go because we were afraid of the weather. Somebody was saying, oh, we had lots of backup plans and all those things in place. But some were saying, no, we shouldn't go. But somewhere this gentle voice is saying to me, we're going to go. But we're going to proceed with caution. Final arrangement will be in the morning. So we went, but it was raining all the way, pouring rain. You can hardly see in front of you. But even that didn't, kind of lowered our zeal and enthusiasm for going up and the purpose of why we were going. And so Louis was on that trip. And so it was full of life. It was full of energy. It was full of, was a very vibrant energy. And so we went up and had a really fun day. Everyone really worked pretty hard in accomplishing what they had to. But we had lovely things to eat. And we had nice drink, and we had our pizza and ice cream, and and they danced and they sang and did everything. And it's called a picnic. But it was spring cleaning. Now, if we made that same task laborious and we say, you know what, let's all go and clean Peace Village, you think anyone will put their hand up to go? It might, yeah, we might, because we have love for the place and we have love for the things we do and all of that. And so, yes, we would have probably put our hand, but maybe not that many. But when we make anything we do very light, very easy, very fun, very funny, very entertaining, very beautiful, and creative, I feel it's an energy that calls on the soul. It calls on the soul to do new things. It calls on the soul to think new. It calls on the soul to renew our energy. It's like just giving these flowers, thinking and knowing tomorrow is my birthday. Isn't this so refreshing, so vibrant? Many will hide their birthdays away and say, I don't want to talk about it. Anyone in this room hide your birthdays away? Nobody knows when you're born in the family or your friends circle. Oh, I used to do that years ago. But I used to remember that one of my sisters, spiritual sisters from Delhi, she would call me every year on her birthday and say, Anjani, today's my birthday. And I thought that used to be so sweet. It used to be so lovely. And I feel that that's the friendship in relationship. Okay, if you forgot, then I can help remind you. And why is that? Why is it that she would call me to tell me that it's her birthday? Because it's the exchange of good wishes and blessings. It's the feeling that offering these flowers and singing happy birthday, what did it bring to the soul? It brought more joy. It brought more feelings that, yes, this day is really very special. Because I was born on that day, I can be here today, right? I can be here with everyone. And what I've received through the journey of my life was very, very interesting, powerful, enlightening, sustaining, supporting, in every way possible in these. And I'm turning 62, so it's a pretty big age. And to be living 62 years in this body, what would I have not experienced in life? Many challenges, many interesting stories, many things that enlighten the soul. So much passed by me in these years. And so, what is all of that to us? What does it mean to me? Where has it placed me now in my life at this point in time? It's like a wealth of experiences. Experiences one can draw on. Experiences one can share in many variety and many aspects of life. Many people come to us with different scenarios, different situations. But when we have lived through many things with understanding, one is our personal experience, but the other is listening to others' experiences in their lives. and how they have journeyed through it. What does that mean to us today? What does that mean to me today? And so I would see that spring cleaning becomes very easy. Very easy in a physical way because of the lightness and the easiness and seeing there is something I'm seeing what I can't see today. It's like something is there waiting, something better is there. You clean the surface of something, what is there? See the cleanliness, you see the beauty of something. So our beings has been really covered with a lot of dust. A lot of dust and dirt and name it. And we were really part of all the things that's happening out there. You know, when you turn on the news, is it very refreshing? Is it very enlightening? Is there anyone in this room and the family on Zoom? Is there anyone who feels refreshed listening to all the things that's happening in the world? You look in every aspect of life, personal life, family lives, education, politics, any aspect of life you turn, what you're going to find. Any aspect of life. Is it creating happiness for people? Is it creating a renewal experience inside? What's happening to people's thoughts today? And yet, what's more interesting is that yet people are drawn to those same things that's depleting their energy. The same company, the same personalities. And so, have we ever asked ourselves, why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we repeat the same things that I can feel my energy is getting depleted, and yet I'm going to do that same thing? I'm moving in that same direction. And so why do we do that? Can I ask you in this room? Why do you find yourself drawn again and again to the things that's not uplifting you, but it's lower? It's kind of taking your energy down. You're not going in the ascending stage, but you're going in the descending stage. Why are we drawn? Yes. Habits. Yes. Habits. We are unconscious and we are not aware of those habits. Yes, Annie? Addiction. Yes. Addiction, because I'm just like, keep doing it and not thinking. Yes. Anyone else? Why do you find yourself in the same place, same environment, same people, same situation? And one of the lines we say, oh, it's the same thing that's happening. So we're saying it, but we're still doing the same thing. Yes, Jennifer. Right. Influences. So influences. That's right. What else? What's your personal experience? What makes you go there? Worry and wanting to know the truth. Interesting. So your curiosity is drawing you there, thinking it's going to get better, right? Unfortunately. Yes. Yes, Michelle. Right. I want to be part of something that's happening. So the discussion, I don't want to be left out. So I want to be part of what's happening. Yes. Did you put your hand up, Justin? You think it's the nature of our mind? Mm-hmm. Mm. Right. Right. Mhm. Right. And so what am I observing? Yes, Debbie? It's familiar. Mhm. How do you see that? Elaborate a little bit more. Oh, they need, sorry. Can you go upstairs and bring the microphone, please? Oh, Michelle has it. Sorry, family on Zoom. You can give to Debbie, please. Sorry about that.
I was absorbed listening. Apologize. So many good comments.
For me, it's just that it's because it is familiar and it's what I'm used to. And I just have to be in a place of awareness and step outside of that being comfortable with the familiarity and ascend.
Mhm. Right. You want to repeat back what you say just
At the ego.
What was it? Forgot. Yeah, that was, so my comment or what I have to say about, what was the question? I just cannot, forgot what.
Why do we
Why do we
go
repeat the
back to
habits?
the things
Yeah,
that
so why do we-
is,
Yeah, why
yeah.
do we repeat the habits? So my response to that is it's driven by the ego,
Mhm.
because of which we become unconscious because we want to be right always. And it's basically dictated by it. And the responses that come out from our soul is from the state of unconsciousness. So we're not aware of what we're doing. So how we respond and react is out of the state of unconsciousness. The moment we become aware of our thoughts and the repercussions or the consequences of it, I think that's the point when the things start to change. So that's what I wanted to say.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to make comment that you made very astute comments?
I just wanted to extend what you were saying, because I agree 100%. You know, your perception there. And then, so maybe we come to the conclusion that awareness with a capital A, that comes from seeing ourselves, observing ourselves, which takes a big effort. But is that like a separate entity? Sometimes in my own life, I feel like the awareness is like a witness.
Mhm.
It's different than my personality. It's different than my automatic reactions that can cause so many problems, especially, in different people with different relationships, relations in general. And because it just takes a lot of effort to step outside of, our own point of view sometimes. And but getting back to so as awareness, we could say that awareness is like a separate entity. It's just like something special. It's different. It can see us, and when it sees us, truly sees the things that, well, look what I'm doing. I'm creating all this negativity. That doesn't make sense. But I mean, I think awareness is like a special. It's being conscious.
So the entity that you were talking about is essentially the energy that is sticking to the soul, and it doesn't let you observe the true qualities of the soul that one should realize. That energy has a purpose. It has a purpose so that you learn through your mistakes, through your experiences, that you're not that. And it would drain you, it would suck up all your energy, the power, until you realize that what you're doing is incorrect. And you just need to kill your ego. You just need to feel better. You need to be comfortable with the uncomfortable, as she was saying. So there's a purpose for that energy. I would just finish with this thing.
And so, very good sharing. Interesting. And so, what is that awareness? Where is that awareness coming from? Or where is that consciousness coming from? Or where even the habits? Do we understand all of this? And this is why in this study here, knowledge is a very important aspect. Just like in cleaning, if you give someone the brush and say, okay, just go and clean. Yeah, they might do what they think. But the way I might perceive cleaning is like every corner, everything has to be cleaned thoroughly. How am I applying that to myself? And so this is where I need knowledge. What is that knowledge that I need? What is that which I need to understand so that I can clean up within myself to feel very refreshed, as Michelle was talking about, smelling the pine the pine oil and, and all these nice things you use at the time of cleaning. And so what is it that I'm using for myself? Because that's not going to clean the soul. The water is not going to clean the soul. The duster is not going to clean the soul. And so what am I using as my material to clean the soul? And the first thing is knowledge. I need to understand that when I look and I think of myself as a soul, what do I feel? How do I feel? When I think in the consciousness of the physical and everything that is physical around me, how do I feel? And I go a step deeper. What is in me that I want to be? What is that I really want to feel and be? I look at the habits and I look at all the things I do unconsciously or whatever, and we come out of that not feeling good. And I repeat the same thing. And I repeat the same thing. And we keep repeating the same thing day after day, many times even throughout the day. And so I need to have a purpose in my life. I need to set myself certain goals. And this is where here we call it spiritual practices. I need to have certain spiritual practice in place. Many of you have been coming here for a long time. And so you've heard so much about the soul. I am a soul, I am light, I am the pure being, the peaceful being, the loving being, the being who is caring, the being who is forgiving, the being who is fearless, the being who is egoless, and so many qualities attached to the soul. So we hear these qualities, we listen to them again and again. But until I don't pick that quality and start using it in a very conscious way in my life, I'm going to be back spinning in those habits. And those habits don't leave us easily. I've got to be very determined, not aggressive, but according to the qualities of the soul, the qualities of who I am, the qualities I want to experience in my life, the qualities I want to be. I want to live as the principles of my life. When I start going in that direction, you will find that easily and naturally, the dust and the dirt and all those things are sort of dropping off from the soul. It's just shedding. It's just leaving you because you're not giving importance to it. What you're giving importance to is your aim in life, your goal in life. One is your physical goals of achieving different things. But what about the soul's goal? I don't want to be the same. Yesterday cannot be today. Yesterday was yesterday. Today is today, and tomorrow must be new. It's like you take a walk outside. You know, we have our backyard there is very interesting. So if you take a walk at the back there, and go around anywhere outside, what you're going to discover, all these different little flowers are coming up and little plants are peeking up and everything is just emerging from earth in a very, very beautiful way. Now, if we spend that time, and you know what is also pretty interesting is that it's there and it's emerging in such a beautiful way, and we could choose to sit inside here and not go out and see it. Not going out to see it, but it's there. And so it's the same thing we do to ourselves. And I'm talking about myself personally because so much beauty is out there. And sometimes I'm caught up with being busy in here that I miss very beautiful flowers emerging. And they're so fragrant. You say, wow, look at nature's beauty. That's very, very, very refreshing. So when I think of myself and I pay attention to how I think, where my thoughts are coming from, how I'm responsible for the thoughts I'm experiencing, I look forward to making those changes. I look forward to start realizing that I can think differently. And if I can think differently, I will experience life differently. And then I will live a life which is full of newness, which is full of the richness and the vibrancy of why we're here, our purpose for being here. And so life has a lot of beautiful things. Even to appreciate each other sometimes can feel difficult. And when I say difficult means, I'm not just saying, oh, you're such a nice person, or, you do this well, or something like that, but really taking the time to understand a person and appreciating the quality of that person. It feels very refreshing. If I have to ask all of you another question, what did you do today that makes you feel refreshed? What did you do today that made you feel very refreshed, renewed? It's as though you saw colors in your life and it was not just another day. I didn't wake up doing the routine things. Think about it. Because all of these things are habitual. Wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth, I take my bath, have my coffee, have this, do this, go to work, meet the same people, or might step out a little bit more than that, but it's like a routine. So when there is the feeling inside of being purposeful, having this aim that, today I would like my thoughts to be more calm and peaceful. I would like to experience my relationship more to be very understanding and more harmonious, very easy, and light. Those are like goals you're setting yourself. If I have the habit of going and saying, okay, let me go look at the news. No, I'm not going to go there today. Because I know if I go in that direction, what will happen? It's going to change the experience of my day. And how is that going to impact? It's my thoughts. Whatever I'm going to be thinking about throughout the day will be connected to the things I have engaged the soul engaged the body in. If I engage myself with someone who, just speaks useless things, it's not necessary. It's not uplifting, for example, but I have to be there and I stay there. And you get out from that conversation, you'll find your whole day you're going to be thinking based on that. And so these are all very deep habits, deep, stuff that we keep on repeating it and we keep on doing. And in that process, we don't realize that I want to clean up. But what I'm doing, I'm adding dirt on dirt on dirt, dust on dust on dust. And then it makes us feel very heavy. It makes us feel very uncomfortable. It robs us of our peace and our happiness. And we wonder why I'm not happy. We wonder why things are the way it is in our lives. Somebody made it like that. I'm not seeing that it's the things that I'm doing. And so lack of knowledge of the soul plays a very important role in us staying with those habits. Because those habits, if we see it, we will see that we keep repeating it. So now I change it. If I'm drawn to someone who is going to speak the things which are not uplifting, I will tell myself that I need to be with that person. But instead of me allowing that person to lead the conversation into, into the wrong place of, not uplifting, it's speaking about things which is not making me feel comfortable and good in myself. Some things can be gossiping, some things can be just simple things about what's happening in the world, which doesn't feel right. Then I have a choice. And the choice is I can become the leader of the conversation. But because I am afraid or I don't want to take that courage, I become subservient to what's happening. I stay with it. And so my own thoughts, which I can use to create my mind that I can use to create beautiful thoughts, I have become subservient to the mind and to those thoughts, and allow all of this to happen around me. And so instead of me feeling it's wonderful, I go through my day, and at the end of the day, I am tired. So let's make that change. It's spring, it's beautiful. Just as those flowers, you watch them growing and the plants growing and the leaves are coming and it's cherry blossom and it's all of that. And nature creates such beauty around us. Let's feel, let's experience the beauty. Each one of us in this room and the family on Zoom and around the world, we have the capacity to bring all those cherry blossoms into our lives. And feel how beautiful and clean everything is. I was thinking about, the countries that they go through drought and everything is dry and dusty and, and then here comes the rain. What happens? Everyone runs out. The rain is falling, right? Everyone just get out because it just feels so refreshing. That's how we should feel about ourselves. That's how we should feel about ourselves every day when we wake up. So refreshing and so recharging that I look forward for my day. I look forward to the things I'm going to do today. Because internally, it might be the same thing, but internally, I feel different. Am I making sense? And so the choice of doing all of that is in my hands. And so this is where we take another step deeper. And that is, let me go to God. I take that step because sometimes we don't have enough of the strength and the power we need. I have to feel compassion for myself. I have to recognize that why I'm going there, something is missing in terms of my strength, my power. So let me pause, be humble, and feel that there is a supreme power, the supreme source, God, who has all that I need. All I need to do is to step out of my ego. Step out of this feeling that this is what I want. I want to do the things that's hurting me. And recognize that those things are meaningless. It's destroying my life. And then listen to the call of God. Listen to that voice saying to you, you belong to me. You belong to me, and all that I have belong to you. I don't have it for me, I have it for you. And when I can receive from that being, our lives will be filled with cleanliness and beauty, that beauty will not hide anymore, but beauty will start to shine. One second, please.
I do have a question / comment. When you said something about when you're having you're in a conversation with another person, and maybe the other person, which happens often, is negative or domineering, all things that you know really aren't really very enlightened, so to speak. But I found that so what you were suggesting was trying to not dominate the conversation, but put it in a different direction, which I've often tried. It's a very valid suggestion. But sometimes it doesn't always work. I mean, sometimes other people's manifestations are so strong, and they're so egotistical. But what I found helps in that situation, it's just kind of just let these people do their thing, kind of manifest whatever it is they are. And we all really, we have to know is that we're connected to that space, that supreme space. We have to, that's really all that matters. It's as if, we don't have to prove anything that we're right or our point of view is superior, although it may be. But in order to really communicate or just to keep peace, just go into that place inside us that is, it's almost like it's a state. It's a mental state, but it's very empty. It just doesn't have anything. It's very peaceful. It's very empty, and it doesn't really matter in a way what some of the other people say, because it's really kind of our own life, our own being. If we can influence others in a way, that's fantastic. But it isn't always the case because of other people's manifestations, right? So what you're saying is, what I've found is just there is a place within me that is actually
That you
quite
could
removed.
move to, yes.
Yeah,
You could
that
move
I
to that
move into.
space. It's like you clean one room and it's clean, and then you can move to another space, or, this space here needs cleaning. You shift things and all of that. And all of that is important. But if one has the power to do it, if one has the awareness to do it, if one has the consciousness to do it, if one has the capacity to do it, and it calls for a lot of inner strength and wisdom, that I can have someone there sitting there speaking all these things, which is, I really don't need it. And I'm allowing this person to speak those things, which is actually depleting their energy too. So do I want to contribute listening to them depleting their energy, or can I find a very gentle way? Not, okay, I try changing the conversation and they get back to that same point. But see again, how can I find an interesting, say, an interesting aspect of this person that they like to talk about besides those stuff, and shift it in that direction. You know, that person might have,
I know what you're saying is correct, but in my own life, I mean, what you're saying is the optimum. But
Yeah.
in my own life, I mean, I have certain people that I deal with and have dealt with a lot that you just cannot penetrate their negativity. So instead of, I had to make a decision that I have to completely kind of like forgive that person, let that person be who they are, because otherwise what happens is I start building up resentment, and you have to be in the same space with the person. It just doesn't work. It's horrible. So I had to just give it up. Say, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna, every day I'm just gonna start, and with my own consciousness of kindness or whatever it is.
wonderful.
Otherwise,
What's beautiful is that you can move to a
Yeah.
different living room in your own soul, which is not cluttered, which is not dusty, which is clean. And so you feel safe and comfortable in that space. So within your own self is also all these rooms. So that's a clean space. One second, please. I like tonight. Everyone is very actively participating. Very good. And then what about our family on Zoom? Oh, I didn't realize it's 10 minutes to 8 already. Yes. Is
So
there anyone on Zoom also who wants to share? Yes,
So
brother.
I think that's the goal. What she was trying to say was be comfortable within your own space and not let other people have any impact on your spirit or your energy. Because if you keep on trying to influence or convince or do whatever, you're getting trapped into it and you're just draining your energy. And I think I'm going to relate it back to the example that you use. Like, let's say if you watch TV or something, there are some situations where that are not in our control, right? Stepping away from that TV and that news channel, is that the right thing to do? Or rather stay in front of it, watch it, and not let that impact you, not let that impact your spirit or the soul. I think that's the goal. I mean, we should be part of those conversations or, situations, but at the same time, we should not be shook. It should be unshakable. It should not shake your spirit.
You know, it's very interesting you're saying that, but I will tell you, soul is using this body. Soul is using this body. And everything that I'm using this body for, all the senses, I am definitely bringing all that information within myself.
So
Now that I bring the information, now I'm making the next effort to stay detached from the information. You will find that if somebody opens a conversation on that, you are going to be pulled into that. Why? Because you were connected to that.
Yeah.
And you will be influenced. So sometimes we think that we will not be influenced.
no, and I get it. And while you were speaking, and I was thinking about like, how is this possible that you also stay in that conversation, but also are not impacted by that? And I was like thinking, let's say you stand in front of a pothole, which is full of water and mud and dirt, and a car passes by it. It spills water on you. Your clothes would get dirty, right? Can you change it? No. So stay away from it. So I was like conflicting myself with, this example, this pothole example, versus being so strong that nothing should be able to shake me.
Nothing. That's
But
the
yeah,
goal.
I totally agree with you. Things have impact on the spirit.
But that's the goal. The goal is to be in all of this and remain unaffected, remain uninfluenced. but do I have enough power in me? Do I have enough of that which will support me internally that I'm not going to be impacted by anything? Donald, do you have anything to say? People have said enough.
I do.
Yes, let's hear you.
So if regarding the situation, for example, that you have the bad habits, for example, of, or not bad habits, but you have the habit of want to be aware of what's going on. So you do follow the news, the situations and the things. I personally have taken the attitude that all the negativity, all the ugliness, all the sadness that goes on in the news channels and whatnot, when I start to look at it, I look at it being a conscientious observer that what is happening is a reality. It's going on in the world. But I'm not gonna let my thoughts and my mind concentrate on getting into it as to getting sad, getting down, or whatever. If anything, what could I do to make things better? And maybe that will start by my friends, my family, and whatnot directly, rather than what I'm seeing out there. I try not to comment. I just see it and let it go. I mean, as you say, it takes a lot of power not to become part of it. It takes a lot of strength in your mind not to actually engage, because it's there, and we're human, and the senses do receive these things, but don't just go to bed with them.
Right. So this is where coming to a final thought is that it's not about avoiding anything. It's about keeping yourself informed. Like I look at the headlines. I look and see what's happening. So I do take a look at headlines of what's happening out there. But I don't keep diving into the things, because I know the more I'm diving into it, in our hearts, there is feelings of compassion. In our hearts, there is feeling of love. There is feelings of peace. There is all these beautiful qualities that's there. If I'm going to dive there, I have to be very careful that I'm very strong enough with all of this, that what I'm allowing myself to dive into, it's not going to pull me down. It's not going to create a shift in the experience that I want to hold on to in my own self. And so I have to be very sensible in terms of what I'm doing. But the other thing is that if you want to go diving there and you want to go listening, or you have to listen to the people who will not be in a very nice space and they have to speak, and the many things that everyone is involved with in your day-to-day life, let's learn how to give. Let's learn how to have good feelings and good wishes. I'm challenged by someone who, I don't want to hear this, but I have to hear it. I have to listen to it. Let my heart emerges. These beautiful spring flowers and everything that looks so clean and beautiful and refreshing within myself that I can offer. So I'm not avoiding. I'm not removing myself,
But
but I am at the place of giving. Yes.
yes, no, I was going to say I agree with you, and another strategy that could fall right into that, when I'm looking at it and I feel the weakness that is going to be affecting me because it's sad, it's ugly, well, I could always move on, change the channel, or just stop looking at it. That's the way I try to look at it. I look, like you said, I look at the headlines, or I look at what's going on. I listen for a while. When I know it's not going to take me anywhere positive or beautiful, I'm out of there.
Right. Very good. Thank you all very much for your lovely, lively, refreshing sharing. This was wonderful. So it's 8 o'clock. So can we have a few minutes of meditation, or do you have an announcement to make before you leave?
I do have an announcement. Do you want me to give the announcement?
Please, and then we
Sure.
can have some meditation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you and happy birthday. And thank you for a wonderful evening. And thank you for your participation. Zoom family, thank you. A couple of announcements. There will be a beginner's course in Raja Yoga. If you haven't taken it, I heartily recommend it. It's going to be in person. It's starting this Monday, April 8th. So it'll be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for 2 weeks, only for an hour. And definitely beneficial. You know, Sister Anjani talked about knowledge, and this is the gateway to the knowledge that you have for that. And next week, we welcome you back. We have Brother Eric's going to be doing, I don't know if he's going to do double duty, but we continue with our spring cleaning, where it's going to be cleaning inside and out. And with that, thank you, and we'll do our meditation. And please stay for your Toli and blessing cards. Thank you.
So let's spend a few minutes. And let's keep this body very comfortable. Relax. Becoming aware that when I think of myself as the soul, the light, all the qualities I need in life to feel refreshed, clean, and pure. They're qualities that the soul has within itself. I am. If I think of peace, where my thoughts become quiet, my thoughts become serene. It is as though there's no racing thoughts, but there's so much peace all around. I realize that this mind has the capacity to think in peace, of peace. I am a happy soul, looking at all the beautiful flowers, the blossoms, the buds. It creates a feeling of joy. In the same way as I recognize and see the soul in its most beautiful form, when I can feel myself at peace in the quality of love, forgiveness, sharing, having a generous heart. It is like blossoms everywhere. Just allow the self to feel the beauty within itself, because it's so clean. The air is fresh. There's no dust. I am in this beautiful space within myself. And so there is so much happiness and lightness. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. So, thank you all again. Lovely being with everyone. Om Shanti and good night. Oops.